I am in Pflugerville ISD, which is in Pflugerville, Texas, and we love the PF around here. So we are a PF family. We have a PF football field, so we own it, and it's a great place. It's really in Central Texas, just north of Austin, and mostly I would say we're a suburban community, and we have over 40 schools, elementary, middle, and high. And we serve approximately 25,000 students.
Nice. And now tell me about yourself, your name, your title, and what you do at the district.
So I am Tracy Hendricks. I am the Career and Technical Education Director for Pflugerville ISD, which essentially means that I have the best job in the district because I get to work with all of our middle and high school programs that are designed to help students explore, become aware of, and hopefully choose a path that will lead them to a rewarding and fulfilling career.
So what made you look for a college readiness platform when you brought on SchooLinks?
One of the goals, and not unlike other schools, we want to have as much systems work as we can in one place, right? Really make things accessible, have one platform that can do multiple things for different departments within the district. And ultimately, what we were looking for was something that students, parents, and staff could use that would be easy to use, that would really help them track for themselves their progress and their goals, and connect with their counselors and their teachers. And when we started with SchooLinks, that's all we really knew we wanted and needed. And then all of a sudden, there were all these other really great, cool things that SchooLinks could do that we weren't initially aware of because we just didn't have that lens at the time. And so now we've added work-based learning and experience tracking, and our college career military readiness, or CCMR tracking. And those things have been phenomenal additions for us. But again, it's nice that it's all in one place. And I have to say that number one for me is, of course, we wouldn't have known this until we started with SchooLinks, but phenomenal customer service. Anything we need, anytime, everyone is super responsive. They treat us like we're smart, which is amazing, and answer all of our questions. And the number one thing that I enjoy about the customer service is that when we call up and we're like, hey, what would be great is if SchooLinks could do this. And they will listen to us. And if it makes sense, they will incorporate that. And it very much is a partnership, which makes it fantastic.
I will definitely pass that along to the CS team. They always love to hear that. Let's talk about some of those other things you learned about once you started using SchooLinks. So what are Pflugerville's certification requirements right now?
Yeah, so that is a really big component of any career technical education program is, we want to make sure that when students leave, they are well prepared for whatever their post-secondary experience is going to be, whether that's directly into the workforce or onto a post-secondary education program. And industry-based certifications are one way that the state has determined help measure a student's readiness. And so we have integrated industry-based certifications into pretty much every CTE program that we offer in the district, with the goal of making sure that students can identify for themselves what's the best CCMR measure for me based on what I'm trying to accomplish. And so industry-based certifications might not be for every student, but there is something that will work for them. So for those students who are doing industry-based certifications, we want to make sure that they're getting the depth of knowledge that they need. So that happens during their sequence of classes, which is also why the course planner is so important in SchooLinks, because it helps them map that out so they know exactly what to do when, and will these classes fit, and when am I going to do my certification. And at the state level, they take those certifications as a component of our accountability system. So it's one way that the state evaluates school districts in Texas to really determine, are we preparing students? Are we getting them college, career, military ready? And it's gotten more complicated over time. It used to be that a student could just earn an industry-based certification and that was the indicator. And now the state has really stepped up the game, and we now have to have students complete their CTE program and earn their industry-based certification. And the reason that's an important note is because it has made the reporting process more complex, because we have to track a lot of data to know if a student is reaching these milestones that are required. And so that's where the CCMR tracker from SchooLinks has really come in, because it has helped us. I get back to just the working with the team. Like, it's amazing the work that they do in the background to make these things happen. But we can actually track in almost real time if a student is making progress towards their program completion and when they earn that certification, so that we know that that student has achieved the measure that they needed to achieve.
And that's all being tracked in SchooLinks, in the CCMR
Tracker. It's really, really fantastic. And I'm gonna segue for just a second, because this was a really interesting byproduct of the CCMR tracker for us, because we do a huge event each spring where we celebrate students who earn their industry-based certification and have a post-secondary plan relevant to their CTE high school program. We call it CTE Signing Day. So much like an athlete would, have a signing ceremony for the college that they're going to play for. We do that for students who are preparing for a career that they've started training in high school for. And so that took us weeks, literally weeks, because we're a small team, right? So it took us weeks to verify if a student was meeting the criteria to be eligible for signing day. And just this past spring, we just had this epiphany where we were like, oh my gosh, this is in SchooLinks. We don't have to do any work. And our weeks of work to prep for who qualified went down to hours. It was amazing. And we were so excited because we could simply go into the CCMR tracker and pull down a report of every student who met our criteria, and it was right there on paper for us.
That's fantastic. That leads to the other question I was going to ask about time saving. So that's perfect. What was the reaction from students and counselors and teachers when you showed them the CCMR tracker?
Initially, a little bit of confusion, right? They were like, wait, we have to do what? Because our job is also to educate them on all of the requirements and how to do it. And what we found out is once we started educating them on that and then showing them what SchooLinks was capable of doing, it quickly transitioned from confusion to, okay, now I see why we're using this. This is going to be very helpful for us. And we have a very specific position at the high school campuses called a career and college advisor, or CCA, because nobody in education likes to use full words. We just use acronyms for everything.
Education loves acronyms.
Oh yeah, we have
acronyms.
We have whole glossaries of terms, But our career and college advisors, we refer to them as CCAs, and each campus has one, and their job is to help students prepare for post-secondary, and within that, they are responsible for tracking every student on that campus and if they are meeting their goals, including CCMR goals. And so they are heavy users of the SchooLinks CCMR tracker. And because it doesn't just do industry-based certifications, they can see if students are, doing ACT and SAT testing, TSI, which is another college entrance exam that Texas has in place. So there's all these, we have so many different metrics that we need to be able to account for. And the SchooLinks CCMR tracker helps us do that. And so the CCAs have really, really enjoyed that. The one thing that we do work with them on is, because they used to do this all just on a spreadsheet on their own campuses, right? And that works for them. Like they really get attached to those, right? Because they own them and they have all that data. But what it meant was we could not at the district level or even the campus administration level quickly run reports to get a snapshot of where we are. We had to go to an individual person and wait for them to have time to be able to tell us the status of students. And some people are Excel gurus, but some aren't. And so when you ask them to pull a bunch of different types of data out of an Excel spreadsheet, that can take quite a bit of time. Whereas in SchooLinks, we can go to the tracker and we can see it graphically. We can see it, we can get granular. We can break it down to each individual student, but it's just click this, and now you see what you want. What we're working on now is helping everyone understand the timeliness of it, because that data has to get put into SchooLinks somehow. And that's another area where SchooLinks has been really helpful for us, because we have a student information system that is, I won't name it, but it's also not the friendliest in the world to work with.
Not your favorite system?
Not my favorite system. I haven't met anyone in the district that's completely in love with it, so we're not sure why we still still stay on, but it is what it is. But SchooLinks, for their part, has been phenomenal in helping us make sure that we can get that data from our system into the SchooLinks platform. And so I don't have any doubts that we're looking at reliable data in as timely a manner as we can, because CCMR is really complicated. Some of the data comes from us. We load it into our own system. Some of it comes from outside sources like institutes of higher education. So students who are taking dual credit, we don't find out their results until the end of their courses, which is at the end of each semester. So it's really important for people to understand that the data that you're seeing in SchooLinks, your own platform, whatever it is, you've got to make sure that you train people on when they can expect to see certain pieces of data be updated.
Last question. If you were going to give advice to a new district that was coming onto SchooLinks using us for everything college career readiness, including the CCMR Tracker, what would that advice be?
Take advantage of all of the support that SchooLinks offers, the training. We use tutorial videos for parents and students that are so easy to put together. But get your entire stakeholder group involved in SchooLinks. Your industry partners, your parents, your students, your counselors, your advisors, your administrators, your district curriculum staff, everybody, because the SchooLinks has so much in it. If you get everyone to be a user of it, a good user of it, it will do amazing things for you. And that's one thing we've heard from parents. So we did a big push. We weren't seeing a lot of guardian engagement in SchooLinks, and we weren't exactly sure why. And it was completely our fault, because we did not do a good enough job of educating them about what it was and why they should use it. So we did a big push in the spring semester, and our guardian account setups and engagement skyrocketed after that event. And so then what we were hearing from parents was like, wait, you mean I can see what my students planning, and I can help them track it, and I can help them explore colleges and careers, and this is all here? And we're like, yeah, that's what this is about. And so I only expect that to continue to grow. And that's what I would tell a new school district is make sure and take advantage of everything that SchooLinks has. And the only way you can do that is to constantly, sorry, y'all are going to get a lot busier if I say this, but stay in constant communication with the SchooLinks team, and they will help you map it out to get the most use of it. But then engage your stakeholders, help them understand the why, show them how to do it, and then watch what it does.